Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode where I'm joined by a dear friend, sister, and great mentor, and I think an exceptional human being as well. Dear friend Abigail, welcome aboard.
Oh my God, thank you for having me here. Thank you, Jacob. It's good to be here.
Thank you, and it's wonderful to have you and share your light. I think back when we first connected. It was through the book Miraculous that you have
Yes.
your Moon Goddess publishing, and you were also shared some of your insights in that book as well. And you've created quite a number of books, and that was I think 21. We connected through that platform.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. It's been a
Yeah.
while.
It has. I mean, lots happened. You've also had a
Yeah.
few more books since then as well.
Yes. My second one just published this year, and then my third, I'm about to open the third one, Book of Activations, for people to step in. Yeah. Yeah.
And your second one was the Oracle.
Yes. Yeah. That one
Yeah.
was just women for women. It called in oracles who are women, and it was so particular. Of
Mm.
course, working with beloved Isis is always like that. She's like, we're just doing it for women. And I don't know how many guys were like, I know I have something I can share. I was like, I'm sorry, but you can join Book of Activations. It
Yeah.
was quite a journey for me and also for the women that stepped through. Quite an initiatory journey for us in that book. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that you share that because I did notice it kind of like came out, like calling people in, and then it was quite a time if we look on linear time before it
Yeah.
actually came out. So it's like, oh, there must be some big process going on within that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The women had to go through. They all went through their own. It was almost like it was some form of initiation with Goddess Isis, and then they had to really listen to what wanted to come through. So usually in books, you just tune in what wants to come through. But this book was structured. Like there were certain messages that wanted to come through for humanity, and it required everyone to be in this frequency and just listen and receive and let it through. And it was, yeah, it was a very interesting process for all of us, but it was also like where we all changed in a way through that process. I had one person who she was actually a surprise because we met in grad school. We both studied traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture, and she's always like the intellect, logic, like scientific woman. I never thought that something like this should ever be in, especially a book like that. And she reached out to me. She's like, I don't know what it is about it. I don't even know what I'm gonna write, but I'm supposed to be in here. And she got in, and the first draft of her chapter that she sent me, I remember reading it, and it was like reading a thesis, basically. It was like a science paper. And I remember hearing, just take a deep breath, don't say anything, don't give her any or like feedback, like just let it be. And then about a week later, she sent me another chapter. She's like, I think this is it. I was like, oh, you got it. You got it. And then I opened it up, I started reading, I was like, whoa, that it was like completely different. If I put those two chapters side to side, you'd be like, who wrote this? Completely, like the language, one was very scientific, and one you can see that she had to dig deep. She had to really connect to that intuitive self, which she wasn't used to. And even in that process, from her signing up to be in the book till now, she went from she works in the tech world, very successful in there. She went from that to now, like she's doing healings in festivals. Like it's just incredible. She does Reiki healing. She does, like, she's doing shamanic. She travels around and she does this. Like it was a huge change for her, just like her chapter, moving from that scientific mind to accepting her intuitive nature and actually showing it, because that's the scariest part. Like knowing your gifts and then stepping up in the world. And her life was just like how her chapters were. Like just 180. I was like, oh my God. Like you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. So yeah, it was life changing for all of us in some ways, you know. Yeah. So
That's
quite a journey.
incredible. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That, oh, what a journey. Like, yeah, that's incredible. And I guess, you know, that's just showing the energies that are here now, to support us when we ask those questions and we go
Yeah.
deeper into ourselves, and that true voice, that inner voice starts to get an opportunity to express itself, then
Yeah.
how transformational that can be. And wow, what a way to start, though. Yeah, like,
Right?
because like you say, even us on the journey, remember I was okay writing my chapter because I'd spoken about my journey quite a bit and
Yes.
things like that. But there is still a process, because there's that you're actually putting yourself out there, like jumping on here,
Exactly.
and there's all that stuff, but with all those lifetimes before and everything around
Yeah.
that, and being different even in this lifetime, and getting
Yeah.
shut down and told wrong and da da da. So that's
Yes.
quite something for her to, yeah, to be, yeah, that extreme. I mean, it makes sense as well because it's such a big thing to step into, and so she
Right?
really did.
Yeah, I was blown away. I was like, you can't judge a book by its covers. Because if I were to go out there and choose people who I thought were supposed to be in this book, she wouldn't have been part of that. I never saw that coming. But then when she stepped in, I trusted because I know, like in this book, I had to step back. Literally, the energy of this book, like Isis and all the oracular goddesses that came through the women who stepped in, like that was the energy that was in charge. I just created a container and said, this is where you can come to. And I had to step back. And so women, all the women in there, they're the ones that found me. Like it was a totally different process. And it also helped me to really solidify in why I started the publishing house. I want to create books of light. I want to create books that when you touch it, it lights you up. It lifts you up, it inspires you. And that's what I am invested in. I'm not interested in creating any book for any sake. I want books that have meaning, that create powerful impact in the world. And so this book was just like, oh, okay. Okay. You were solidified why I started this publishing house. And I'm not gonna water it down. I'm not gonna, that is what I see, that like this publishing house is a house of light. It's really a house of light. And it's an honor to be like the gatekeeper for it in a way, if that makes sense. Yeah. I
Yeah.
love it. I really do. It is surprising me. It's been surprising me since I first started. Like I
Mm.
never saw myself as a publisher, and that came out of nowhere. And I was like, alrighty then, I guess we're doing this. So it's been surprising me from the beginning, and it continues to surprise me, and take me through an awakening journey,
Mm.
self realization journey, and I'm embracing it every step of the way. And I'm glad I don't have to do it alone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, and you have that common place where you can share. And I remember when we did our book, you set up a chat, and it was great to
Yeah.
have people and share their journeys and have somewhere to share what's happening for you, and yeah, see how some people were struggling a bit with, oh, this is
Yeah.
really personal stuff that I'm sharing here, and I've not really done it, and someone else going, well, yeah, you'll be okay, and you're sharing the light, and yeah, I feel that, or relating, I also feel that way, so you don't feel alone, and
Yes.
you're held and supported. And I feel the book, that it's really bringing those energies down into the planet, where they can really be felt and touched and
Yes.
embodied, which is really important.
Through the authors, because
Yeah.
each one of you hold your frequency. And when you share your story, you imbue your chapter with that frequency. So when someone reads your chapter, guess what? They get inactivated with your magic. So it's not just me, it's not just the book. The authors play a huge role in creation of these light books,
Yeah.
and it's just incredible. Like that's all I can say. It's amazing. And I do love, I chose specifically to do multi-author books because of that group aspect. I love that
Mm,
because it is scary to choose to share. I don't think a lot of people realize how big that is to choose to share a part of you in a book that everyone can, have access to. It is frightening. It takes courage to do that. But to be able to do that in a group where you're all holding each other and like cheering each other, like it's an energy, it's a feeling that you have to experience it. It just, and you got to experience that. You get to hold each other up high and just move through this this process, this initiation together. I love that aspect, and that's why I chose to just focus on multi-author books instead of solo books. I really love bringing people together. I love bringing people together.
yeah, well, it certainly does that for sure. Because yeah, I mean that said, we get to see each other on a deeper level as well within that environment,
Yes.
eh?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true.
And then
Yeah.
the more we're able to feel okay with being seen, even in that environment, that can help, okay, bring that out into the wider world and
Yeah.
activate and initiate and all those beautiful things. Yeah, and like you shared with that
Exactly.
first lady, it's such an amazing journey.
Yeah. It
More
really
of that.
is.
Let's do this.
I love it. Even looking at Miraculous, the women that stepped in there, looking at them when they first stepped in there to now, not even women, it was a mixture of both men and women because you were in there too. It was like looking at you guys when you first signed in and then versus now, how much you've grown from that initial like spark there. Like it just, for example, Patricia Wald
Yes.
Hawkins, my light language sister, like she was very shy. You remember her, very shy. This was like, she's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be sharing my work with the world for the first time. And now she's best-selling author. Her work is out there. She's working with more people. Like once you step into your gift in however way you choose to, once you fully step in there, the door does open for you. But it does take you taking the steps. And the steps are not always easy. Patricia could have said, I'm gonna I'm just gonna stay right here because it's comfortable, it's safe, I'm good.
Yes.
But she knew, well, I wasn't gonna allow her to anyways, because she's too gifted. I told her when I met her, I was like, no, you're not hiding anymore. She knew that she was here to do big things, like to share her medicine in a big way. And this was just a container that allowed her to fully step into that expansive nature. And then the rest was just her soul leads the way. And then she keeps saying yes to the opportunity. Right. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's an amazing journey.
It is. It is. It is an amazing journey, and we shared a bit about that before we come on. You know how the journey is, and it has its challenges and ebbs and
Yeah.
flows, and you know, but it's all good. You know, we know we have our tools, we have our community. You know, and that's the important thing. Is when someone's looking to step into more of themselves and feel like there's no one around, we just say, well, there is, just open ourselves and go, there's always people around, and the other day I went to the petrol station and the guy was just being himself, and people were getting agitated and things like that, and I could see myself a little bit like that, and then I just dropped into my heart, and then I just engaged with him, and within 3 sentences we were talking about sacred geometry.
I love that. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it. We just don't know people and where they're at and what their interests are as well, because a lot of us who have some awareness or sensitivities or other things going on, but don't have so much of a people around us like that,
Yeah.
we tend to close it in, we're not going to show that to average Joe Blow, when we meet them,
Yeah.
and so when someone does like I engaged that conversation. I don't remember what I said, but then that it was like I see you and I meet you and you see
Yes.
me, and then you open up, and then we're having this talk, and everyone else who's getting paying for their fuel or buying pies or whatever are kind of looking at us like, what are these guys into? But we're in our zone, we're just like being true to ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing like having someone or people see you for who you really are. And even if they don't quite understand the gifts that you hold, just your willingness to listen and hear and just hold the space for you to share, it is such a gift. It is such a gift. And that's why it's so important for us to have people who understand us around us, like being in a group of people who get being empaths or people who get being mediums. Like you can step in and just talk about everything that everyone have told you is the weirdest thing ever and just spill it out and everyone's like, yeah, me too. Oh my gosh, yeah. And then you're like, oh, I'm not alone. Like it is a gift. So that's one thing that I advise people, like it's a non-negotiable. Find your people. I don't care if it's just one or two, or you find a forum where you can share online or virtually, like do a group call. I don't care how you find these people, but find them because it is a gift to enter a space where you don't have to explain yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Totally. It is an absolute gift because you come into a warmness within yourself, where you're honoring a part of you that's been wanting to express itself forever, and when you allow that to come through, it's yeah, amazing. Like I
Yes.
think, yeah, it's hard to find the words I find for it because it's such an experience, and it's just for me, it's so energetic and it's euphoric, but it's very real at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I feel
And
like,
and what I find with traveling with what you're saying, because I move around a lot, I just say to myself, my vibe tribe's everywhere. Wherever I go, I always find my vibe tribe. And when I hold that, then I do meet people. There are
oh
there are
yeah.
people everywhere that resonate with you. That you can share. So I invite people to have something like that for when
Yes.
they wherever they are, they're staying in the same town. That's your vibe tribe's still there. You'll be surprised.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be surprised how many people have approached me randomly and start telling me about their life, and I'm teaching them about how to protect their energy field or even understand why they're feeling this random person's emotions and what to do with that. And I, how did they know I would be able to hold that? How did they know that I would perhaps even have an answer for them? They didn't know. They had to feel my energy. My energy invited them in. It's like, yeah, I have the answer. You can come talk to me. It's safe. I don't have to say it out loud. It is part of my energy. So I think, growing up, most of us who have these soul gifts that we're here to share with humanity, unless you were lucky enough to have parents who understood it, or uncles and aunties or friends who understood it and they allowed you to open up and harness it, which there are people like that I'm so jealous of, because they just like they knew it from the beginning and they're just like steeped in it now because they were given that support from the very beginning. But not a lot of us had that experience. Most people had to close it down until they felt safe, right? And so now there's more people who are being like, oh, I'm seeing like people remembering, oh, I remember I used to see angels, so I used to talk to fairies, and they're remembering, and that is like coming back into the gifts. And as they're remembering, they're talking about it, and that is attracting more people who have that experiences, which is going to be warming for them to even open up more. The key is opening up. And when you allow yourself to just start by remembering what you did when you were a child, right? Like
Yeah.
all the magical experiences that you had, just talk about it. Just by talking about it, you begin to open up, and that opening invites people who are in that same experience, and then you get to talk more about it, and that opens you up even more. When you open up, there's a safety in there, like you feel good, you feel safe to share more of that gift. You start there, right? And yeah, it will attract the right people to keep holding you as you grow and evolve and expand and get bigger and bigger. Like it's a whole process. And nobody said it's not gonna be, and nobody said it's gonna be easy, right? Is still gonna be, you're still gonna encounter people who'll be like, you're crazy, right? Especially it might be even loved ones who are like, what are you talking about? Can you come back to earth? But the more you do it, you build a resilience to those kind of comments, because at some point you understand that these gifts are who you are. And yes, there'll be people who get it, and there'll be people who don't, and there's nothing you can do on that side. They are who they are. You can just bless them and let them go, but you're going to be anchored in your truth. You're going to be confident in yourself and your gift, that whoever says it, it doesn't affect you anymore. And that's the journey. The more you open yourself up, you get to know more of you, and you build confidence, and you're like, yeah, this is who I am. And then it just keeps going. It's a journey.
Yeah, it is. It is a journey, and it's beautiful what you're sharing. And yeah, I feel as well that when you say about inviting more people while you're opening up, you're also inviting more of yourself as you open
Yes.
up, and because that openness, it's receptive, instead of we live in this world where we've got it all figured out and we do this and this is that and da da da, and we don't have it figured out at all because we've actually
No.
totally blocked ourselves from everything.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and that openness is so invitational. Yeah, I love that. And that again, also what you're sharing there is that, like, that ripple effect, whatever we choose to be ripples out into the field and can
Oh,
touch
yeah.
so many. And like you were saying with your energy, you just hold that so strongly in yourself that it ripples out, and people are receptive to that, even if they don't really know why they are, they're just drawn to
Exactly.
something.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like that's the easy part, because the more you anchor into your truth and your, I'm going to say soul truth, who you are, what you're here to do, the rippling effect is just, it comes with it. The more you anchor into you, the more you ripple out. It's kind of contagious, in that way. It's in a good way, right? Um,
Totally. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It actually, just with your sharing there, is a reminder of a sister. This is different, but it's related in some way. It was interesting how it came in. So we were talking about, we're in a circle, and she was talking about, did anyone want to share? And I was sitting there going, yeah, I don't have anything to share. And then I did my eyes up thing, and a couple of other people did their eyes up. And then she said, I'm watching here, and it's reminding me of when I was at school with my school teacher. And she said, people look up for inspiration and they look down in desperation, but no one looks sideways for information.
Whoa, that is awesome. Wow, it's true.
True, it's so true. And when you say about the ripple out, that's what I get. When you anchor it in your light and it ripples out, that's the sideways looking
That
for
is,
information.
that was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. My mind is like, oh, it's true. We look up for inspiration. We look down when we're in that despair, but we don't look sideways. Huh. That's going to be stuck in my mind now.
Yeah, I was
Wow.
the same when she said that. I was like, "Oh, that's so awesome!" Like, thank you for your teacher.
Right? It's things like this, experiences like this, that open up your mind. Because we go in life, we go through life, we look up and down, up and down. But what now that you've told me, I'm gonna be like, huh, I'm gonna look to my right. I'm gonna look to my left and just see what it feels like. Just
Yeah.
do something different and see what shifts. That is so powerful. Just a little change in what we do, what what that can do for us in terms of opening us up to new experiences.
Mm, yeah, for sure. Totally. It really does. And that's what we're here for, isn't it? Just to share. And it can be just one word and one sentence that goes,
Yeah.
boom. I have a huge aha moment, and off you go,
Yes,
takes you on a
absolutely.
journey. I feel also that it's a little bit related to being present, like like I did for Pasana, and there was a guy who I connected with before we started, and I could feel him struggle. He was really in a like Vipassana is 10 days of meditating, 10 hours a day, and it's not much talking and interaction and that. And I could see him on our time off. We could go to walk in nature and things like that, and I could see him walking with his head down, and I was
Yeah.
just sending out, just put your head up, bro. Just lift your head. All you need to do is just lift your head and look at what's right in front of you, because you're not giving yourself a break at all. You're actually gone. And the next day he left. Yeah, he couldn't manage
Oh,
it. Yeah. I
that's
actually cried
beautiful.
as well when he left. I felt his hurt so strongly with our connection, and just said, "It's okay, bro. It just wasn't your time. You'll do it. When you're ready, you'll come back. You'll be all good."
Yeah. Wow. It's incredible. Like now I'm even thinking, because there are people who look up all the time. I know I'm one of them. Looking up is very easy for me. And that's because of my connection with spirit and everything up there. I'm so tuned into up there. And actually, my mastery in this lifetime is being here physically, anchored into the earth. And so it makes sense that I'll always look up, and so for someone who looks up all the time, perhaps maybe looking down would help anchor that, like our cosmic energy, our ethereal energy, that high frequency energy, as a way to like anchor it down instead of despair. Like when I'm looking down, I'm connecting to the earth, and like my feet is buzzing right now. It's like looking into the earth and acknowledging the earth. It's just simple as that. Like, I understand I'm connected to the heavens, but I'm here now. It's simple. I am here now. My feet, like, is literally buzzing. Like, it's like I am here
She's saying,
now.
yeah, baby,
Yeah,
you are.
exactly. Right. So even this is alchemy. There's a huge teaching here. And for those who look down all the time, like you said, just look up. Maybe not all the way up, but just look here, and then next step, look up and see what else is there. Because I feel like up is like expansive, right? And then here, like just straight, it's like more like, would it be like now?
Yeah. Observing, I guess,
Yeah,
as
like this
well.
is my life
Yeah.
now, here. And then down is, oh, these are my roots. This is the earth that I walk on. This is the container that holds me, right? I can see this being a ritual here. So
Yeah. And
cool.
it's so cool. And because you're finding your way of relating to that serves you, and your relationship with it. And like what I was getting when you're sharing that whole thing, as above, so below. So yeah, why do
Yeah.
we always think all the magic's up there, and we have to pull it down? The magic's below us, like you say as well. The earth, yeah, it's a beautiful being. It's got incredible intelligence. It's everything and part of the whole universe. So yeah,
Yeah. I
we
love
can
it.
look down there in the same way.
Yeah, one of my favorite uh, mantra prayer. It's more of a prayer. It's a portion of the Kabbalistic prayer. And this part, I remember when I first learned the Kabbalistic prayer in Kabbalah class, this part stuck to me. And it says, all the power that ever was or will be is here now. And it's actually a whole thing. And your hand waves all around, like collecting energy, and then you place it on your heart. So it's like connecting to everything that is around you, the earth, the heavens, the plants, like the air, the water, bringing it all and then into your heart. And then remembering that you are the key to all of that magic. You are the key
Beautiful.
to everything. All the power that ever was or will be is here now. And
Yeah,
I
now.
touch my body. It was so powerful to me. Like just that first phrase in the Kabbalistic prayer, and yeah, it helps me really anchor, brings everything to the here. That's the other thing about people who are very connected to heavens. They tend to be outside of their body a lot because
Mhm.
when you're connecting to everything up here, there's astral travel, there's meditation to connect, like it tends to pull you. But what heaven needs is earth. You can do a meditation without escaping your body. That's something I teach my students. They
Hmm.
can do all of that without escaping their body. Your body is the key to everything.
Yeah.
We're moving from ascension being, oh, I'm leaving my body, to
Yeah.
I am bringing my body with me. My body is actually the one that is going up in frequency. It's
Yes.
not my spirit. My spirit is good. My spirit
Yeah.
is high frequency, is good. It's my body that is catching up. My body's the one that is ascending. So that, just that shift, like I feel like more and more people, or hopefully more and more people are anchoring this truth that we are the key. There's something here. There's a reason why we created this. There's something here and we can't escape it. We're not supposed to escape it. And it's
No.
supposed to fit perfectly with our spirit. Like perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. Totally. 100%. I resonate with all that. And it's the same. I've had that journey as well of leaving the body, and it's all wonderful. And then you feel yourself come back, and okay, and then okay, I'll wake up now and move, and da da da. And yeah, for many years now, I have the same experiences, and at the same time, I know I feel my body. I know whether I'm sitting in a chair, lying on a bed, what house I'm in, everything. That I haven't, and that's super important. And it's actually echoing through these podcasts, like that this message is coming through really strong. So it is really important and really is about, what we are here to be, to do, to anchor heaven on earth. Yeah, it's that embodiment to feel and experience through the body. That's why we're here.
Yeah. One
You
of
know.
the things that I'm walking my students in my elevated empath membership group is understanding the importance of the our body, our physical body. And I feel like we are the more we anchor into this body, the more we embody our spirit, we bring light into our
Mm.
body, the more the wisdom of it and its true purpose will show itself. I don't think we've really tapped into this amazingness, like this, what this is about. And I feel like we're progressing. The more we bring the light into our body, the more our body can awaken and expand and open up, and the more we can begin to learn, what are you about, body? Why did I need you for this experience? And why are you here? Well, how can we work together? What is your purpose? We understand the purpose of spirit, and we do everything with spirit, but we haven't really tapped, apart from physical things that we do like walking and eating. There's so much more to the human body that, yeah, it's starting to open up for us, that wisdom. That this is one of the things that drew me to studying the human body. My background is in psychology and pre-med, so I had to learn the Western medicine and then also the Chinese medicine, the Eastern medicine. But I love the human body. The first time that I touched the human brain in class, I was so freaking in love. Like it just, what our bodies can do, that the brain, the hearts, the tendons, like when you're able to see everything right there, you're gonna be like, whoa, how am, like, even waking up in the morning, do you, if you had any idea like what it takes to even have you do that and get up in bed, you would never talk down on your body. Like the body is incredible. Like I am in love with the body and learning about the body. And then when you break it down to the heart, to the mind, each part of the body, it has the physical attributes and it has the energetic attribute. And eventually we'll get to a place where we truly understand this this beauty here, this thing we call body.
Yeah.
And that's going to take us, I mean, that's part of the fifth dimension and beyond. When you look at beings who are fifth and above, the way they work with their body is very different, whether or not they have body. I mean, when you get higher, they don't have physical body. They have different types of bodies, right? So we're getting there. We're opening up the mystery of the body slowly. This is part of the journey, but it's all part of the journey. It's gonna unfold. It's gonna
Yeah.
unfold. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful sharing. Yeah, I totally feel that way as well. I mean, the body, it's incredible. And I think, for most of us on our human journey, think of what we've put into the body and made it have
Yes.
to experience, and it still moves through so much, it still operates, and we're just contaminating it with so much poison and toxins, and not just what we eat and drink with our everyday life, but our feelings and thoughts and behaviors, and yeah, different environments, working environments, in factories and things
Yeah.
like that. And yeah, it's incredible. And the body just keeps on going,
It keeps on
and
going.
people who have a big shift, sure, like even myself, I have to clear out a lot because of the alcohol
Yeah.
and drugs and everything. And I have a brother connected with a wee while ago, 23 years, a heroin addict, and he had a shift while he was actually in jail, and totally changed his life, and never touched anything ever again from that moment. And he
Yeah.
looks healthy, like I look at him and I just think, you've been looking after yourself your whole life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the
it's
body. Yeah. It's
incredible.
it's incredible. It's like
It is
once you shift
incredible.
something, yeah, it can support you. If you support you, I've been teaching my son who's 5 years old. I was like, if you treat your body good, you will have a great life. If you treat it good, because if you want to experience more in life, your body is the key. If you don't treat your body right, you're not going to experience too much in life. That is the key. I wanted to share something. I had someone, I don't even know if it was like a someone I was talking to or a podcast episode, but they were talking about like if you have some kind of dis-ease or illness in your body that you're like chronic, something that you're working with. And she said, why don't you ask that, whatever that is, whether it's
Mhm.
hypertension or diabetes, why is there? Because and she said it's not that your body can heal it. Your body can, but the fact that it's there, your body's always our bodies are always talking to us. So if something like that is there, it's trying to talk to you very powerfully. So ask whatever that is, diabetes or hypertension, why do I have this? Why is this there? And then listen. And I think just opening up to listen to your body through that, it just, like things will begin to unravel, right? Like
Mhm.
the all the knots that have created that, whatever that is, will begin to show itself and then be seen and then begin to hopefully melt away. But we start by just bringing awareness to how we're feeling, what is going on within this body, why we have these aches and pains and all these stuff, and why is it there? Just by asking why am I experiencing this? Like talking to your body, that alone makes such a huge difference.
That's massive difference. Yeah, it's a great tool. I use it as well. And yeah, I don't know where I was first showing that. Maybe through Qigong, I think, actually, doing Qigong or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Even though it's a very energetic thing, it helps you have a really strong relationship with your body, and then
Absolutely.
moving things. And yeah, I've always been a big questioner as well my whole life,
Yeah.
and I haven't stopped. I think it's one of the most empowering tools I have, to just ask questions. And it's beauty, yeah, exactly what you're saying. Just ask, and I see everything as an entity, like an
Yeah.
emotion, anger. It's an entity. Okay, anger. What are you showing me? What have you, how can I help you? What do you need? It's a beautiful way to relate to ourselves, and everything that's going on. I did have a Qigong teacher, actually only did one of his classes, but I really loved it. And he said, do you love pain or do you hate it? And I was like,
Mm.
well, I don't hate it, but I wouldn't say I love it. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, what you're getting to is, love it because pain is expressing something to you. It's trying to
Mm.
communicate something's going on. And when we embrace these things that we don't like, we get to relate to a different way, and it
Yeah.
starts to come to us, really what it is expressing and what's actually happening. But if we hate it, we're just pushing it away, or in a fight with it.
And it makes it bigger. It's like the
Makes it
more you
bigger.
shut that voice down, the louder it gets. The more
Yeah.
you don't listen to your body, the louder it has to get. And it will choose whatever avenue it needs to choose in order for you to listen to it, to do it. And it might not be what you like to experience. So the sooner you can listen to your body, then you can start to work together because your body has a story for you. Your
Mm.
body wants to tell you something. This is part of the body's automatically healing process. Listening to your body, being aware of what is going on in this body here. It just it's part of its healing process. It's something that I don't know how I learned it, but since a young age, I've been very aware of my body. Like I know when something shifts within my body. That's how sensitive I am to my body, like the body's needs. It's also part of my, what was it? It's like it's gene keys. Is it gene keys or human design? One of them is part of my code where I'm very present with my body. I know when I'm about to get sick, way before I get sick. And on top of that, my body will start craving exactly what I need in order to feel better.
Mm.
And my husband laughs at me all the time because sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to eat cabbage. I just want cabbage. Can you just get me cabbage? And then, like I'll just chop it up and chew it. But that's what my body needs, or spinach, or orange, or lemon. Like it's now I know what it is because of my trains, like vitamin C and all the minerals and vitamins in there. That's what my body's like. This is what I need to heal. Sometimes I'll just chew on ginger for no reason but in that moment, it tastes so good and I know my body needs that, but it's because I'm listening to my body. So I'm able to prevent things before it escalates because I can feel it, and that took years of just being aware of my body to have this to be able to work with my body this way. And even now I still miss things because we are humans.
Yes.
We still live here, we have busy lives, and I still miss this, but my body doesn't let me down. And when I do get sick, I'm like, oh, I need to rest. Thank you, body. Even though it's an inconvenience, I'm still going to use that opportunity to rest, because it's like, yeah, I didn't listen and I got here. So now I need to rest and let my body do what it needs to do. But I
Yeah.
listen to my body. And at this time, I love listening to my body. She has a lot of good stories, ancient stories that I can't even begin to comprehend. But I have to listen so that I can actually learn more about me and why I chose this body. Right. We all have to do that. And you practice, you start little. This is a journey. There's never like you have to do it this way to get there. No, you have your own journey. I have this journey. That's my journey. You have your own with your body. Just open up and start listening to your body, and it will lead you on your own journey so you can discover more about you.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Beautiful. Small steps, I think that's in every aspect of when we're stepping into a different way of being.
Yeah.
Meditate, just try it for 1 minute, just yeah, and don't try and quieten the mind.
Oh
That's
God. I don't know
that's
who
just
like
not gonna work
whoever
for you.
started out with that. And I mean, the monks, they were able to do that because that is, I mean, when you get to sit on the mountain and fresh air and you don't have to worry about bills tomorrow or work, like you can do that. But in this day and age, we all have our issues. So to say to quiet the mind, no, that's just
No.
failure.
Yeah,
Like
totally. And it's the mind that's
yeah.
saying quieten the mind. So you're already lost the battle. You're already in a battle. You're done. So and game over. Okay, I'll
You
just
know?
carry on life. Yeah.
Your mind is like, wait, what? You want me to? No, no, we're not doing that. Wait, you want me to quiet like that? No? How about that? Yeah, no, it doesn't work. Yeah, you got to find your way. What brings you peace? Some of my clients are like, well, I can't, I'm not the type who sits down and meditates. I'm like, well, it works. What quiets your mind? And like, I love running. There's your meditation.
Yeah,
There's
that's
so
it.
many ways that we can connect to that realm without sitting still. If you can sit still, that's your way. But maybe yours is a walk in nature. Maybe yours
Mhm.
is dancing. Maybe yours is running. Who knows what it is? There's no right or wrong. Only you know the ways that work for you.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And that's what the age is now. We have had the time, like you say, of 10 years in the cave and things like that. Now it's like we live an active life. We've got to be seen and out there. Yeah, it's so different. I actually had someone when I was running a meditation healing class, a weekly one, and I had a lady that would come regularly, and I ran into her somewhere like at the supermarket or something, and she was with her mum, and we started having a yarn, and her mum said, "Oh, I couldn't come, I can't meditate, my mind's too busy." And I just said, "Have you tried having a conversation with your mind?" You know,
Ooh, that's good.
so just ask it, why am I having that thought? Oh, that's an interesting thought. Where did that come from? Oh, I wonder what, and just, engage and play. And she did that. And then she came to the meditation and afterwards, she said, I had these visions. I've never had visions in my life before. And this happened and that happened. And it was like so beautiful.
Yes. Oh man. I love meditation. I have a past life where I was a monk on the mountain, kind of like we always wish. And I love that past life. But meditation comes easy for me. But the more I got busy, especially after I became a mother, it's not easy to sit still and, and meditate. So there was a point where this was before I even became a mother, where I was like, what would it be like? I want to be a meditation. Like I want to be a walk-in meditation. Like I want to be able to still do the dishes and like the laundry and feel like I'm in meditation. And I made that work. Like I'm able to quiet my mind as I'm doing dishes and still zone into wherever I need to go. We can do that. It doesn't have to be like if you have that quiet space, please take advantage of it. Dive in. Like it's healing when you're able to spend that quiet time and just close your eyes and maybe listen to music or just be in that silence is so powerful. But we are humans. It's not always going to be like that. You got to find the peaceful moments in everything that you do. Find the meditation in everything that you do because it is in there. It is
Yeah,
in
and
there. Yeah.
it's that present moment, like you say, isn't it? Really, that's where the magic is, and that's the spiritual practice for all of us. If there's a spiritual practice, it's that just bringing ourselves to the present moment,
Yeah.
and that's that space where everything's accessible. And we start to feel, and we've got to drop into the body as well. Like get into our heart and
Yes.
be really present in our body. And like I've been at retreats and we've had a big gathering and woofing there and in the kitchen and there's 20, 30 pots and pans to wash and I can remember someone saying, oh, you've got 20, 30 pots. Oh, and I was like, no, it's one pot. That's it.
One
I'm
at a
just washing
time.
one pot. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all there is.
Yeah. I do that. Yeah. You look in the dishes and like, I will never get this done. Okay, I'm just gonna grab this big one and clean that. Okay, I'm done with that. I'm gonna just grab and before you know, you're like, oh, I guess I was able to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And these things, when we do them for ourselves, because we think we don't have time, but when we do these things for ourselves, they create more time
They do. They really
because we
do.
become more present with what we're doing. We're not scattered and tired and thinking about the 15 things that are coming in the next day or two or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Hold on real quick. Hold on. Do you mind if I take a break real quick? My son needs me. I'll be
Okay,
right back.
all
Okay.
good. That's cool. That's life. We're just talking about our human existence, and there it is, a great demonstration. And I love how these podcasts are organic like that. I want to keep them, yeah, really real. And know that this this journey of evolution is about a human experience as well. We have to really honor all aspects of ourselves, and there is many aspects to us, and we've got to bring them really into balance and honor, the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, the soul, the higher self, and there's many parts we can go into and talk about. What I'm finding with, yeah, a lot of these conversations, there's a similar thread around the embodiment, pulling it down, accessing those higher realms for those of us who have been on that journey. It's actually very easy and can bypass really important things that actually help us also have a clearer access to those higher realms and that true self by, as Abigail was saying, really bringing that into the body, and that's what we've come here for. Earth's this very special playground, and it's important that, we get curious again as well about life and what it's about, and how to be playful like, young children, and explore, and ask questions and be invitational, and all those things, they help us anchor ourselves here, be present in the moment. They help us be joyful and creative and expressive. And also within that, we can access those higher realms. So, yeah, I've just been, welcome back. I've just been
Thank you.
sharing a little bit about what we've been talking about, and how, it's important to be here on Earth. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful how your child said, "Hey, I'm just going to help you know that, yeah, you are on Earth and you have responsibilities." And
I know. We were like, yeah. It was like, hey, you're still here. Yeah, he's definitely a good anchor for me. Absolutely. Yeah, him
I'm
and my
sure
husband are both like good anchors for me. Yeah.
we need that as well, eh? We really do. And also that integration, those everyday life things give us that
Yes,
space where we can help integrate those high energies, and things that have,
exactly.
yeah, we've been experiencing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, this is lovely. I've really enjoyed our book today.
Me too. This was so beautiful and we just flowed beautifully. I love it. I love it.
That's it. That's how it is, just be organic, just turn up, and yeah, start a conversation and just see where it
Yeah.
goes. I mean, topics are good as well. Everything has its place, of course.
Yes.
But yeah, and I kind of thought we may go down the journey of the divine feminine, because that's where most of your work is. Um,
Yeah.
and it just, if it was going to be for today, it would have been, you know, and
Exactly.
and what showed up showed up. So yeah, I'm really grateful for you. And would you, yeah, like I always invite a guest, is there something they'd like to share before we finish up?
Whew. Yeah, a lot came through.
Yeah, I mean, we can just say, yeah, that's it. Yeah, love you and leave you and journey well.
Yeah, I just want to share because there's a lot of pain in the world. There's a lot of people suffering, having a hard time. And if you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, that sounds all nice and dandy, but my life is a mess, take it one day at a time. Take it one moment at a time. This has been something that has been coming in very strongly this year. Just take it one moment at a time, whatever your capacity, whatever you can handle. That's just right now. What am I focused on? Where should I put my energy? And just do that because we tend to underestimate the small steps, the small choices that we make, but they make big ripples further along the way. They start out small, but it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So don't underestimate your choice to drink water. Maybe you don't like water. You just have a little cup of water. You're like, oh, it's not that much water. It is a great start because you drank water. Because the next time you drink another little one, and then it all adds up, and your body will thank you for it. So whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing or should be doing, or the step that it looks scary to take, what can you do right now? What is the step that you can take right now? Focus on that. And then when you're done, what's the next step? When you're done, what's the next step? Trust me, just like we're talking about the dishes, right? You take the big pot, you clean it, you're like, oh, I'm done. You pick the other one. That's how you can move forward. That's how you move forward. You're probably already doing it. You're just not giving it credit. All of that counts. I don't care how small it is. It all counts. So pat yourself on the back for doing that small thing that you don't think matters, but it does matter. Celebrate that and then do another small thing. Do another small thing. Very soon you're going to be doing a medium thing. And then very soon you're going to be taking big steps, right? But you got to start somewhere and you got to celebrate those small steps. Be easy on yourself. Have compassion for yourself. We're all having a hard time in some way, shape, or form. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't look at someone and be like, their life is peachy and mine is not. You never know what is going on in someone's mind, in their life, in your heart. You never know. Share your joy. Any joy that you have, share it out. You don't know what a small smile can do for someone that you just walked by. You never know. Don't underestimate any of that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. That's so good. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. And yeah, thank you for your grounded wisdom.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
Yay, we can do it again.
Yes.
Well, thank you all for joining us today. Yeah, much love to you all, and enjoy your life. And yeah, the small things. Enjoy the small things, and be curious and playful. And yeah, grateful to have you all, and see you next time.